Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Business Today Television. On Top Stocks today, we focus on one asset class that has not only gladdened the hearts of almost all Indians, whether they are men or women, but has also outperformed many other asset classes over the last 1 year or so. I'm talking about none other than gold. Shakespeare had said long ago, all that glitters is gold. Often have you heard that told. And nothing, absolutely nothing, comes anywhere close to gold if you see the performance over the last so many months. I'll request the PCR to kindly fire the long term chart of gold. You will see it edging towards 90,000 rupees per tola. If you look at how gold has performed over the last year to date, which is between 31st of December and now, it is up 14.6%. Over the last 1 year, it has appreciated 40%. So let's talk more about gold, where it is headed, what are the reasons behind this fantastic rally, and is more in the offing. We are now joined by Miss Vandana Bharti. She is the head of commodities research at SMC Global and one of the finest voices that you will ever hear on the world of commodities and of course gold. Namaste Vandana ji, it's always such a pleasure to speak to you on air and welcome once again to Business Today Television.
Namaste Shailendra ji, and topic is gold and return is war like here, and it is outperforming each and other asset classes.
Yeah.
So this is the commodity which is most talked about nowadays. And if we talk about, I was just calculating the return. So I
Ji.
have calculated the return of gold Bs and Bs of Nifty Bs. So since 2007, it has outperformed Nifty Bs by 30%.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the asset class which is performing in the time of economic revival and all
Ji.
it has seen all other phases, and in all phases it has outperformed the various asset classes. So
Ji हाँ.
like insurance of portfolio.
Okay, now let us Vandana ji examine as to why gold prices are where they are, where are they headed from now on, and what are the possible reasons that will drive prices from here on. I'll also request the PCR to kindly show the chart of the dollar index. The dollar and gold are inversely related. If you flip this chart, you will see the gold chart, and if you flip the gold chart, you will see the dollar index. Most recently, it was at a high of about 110. It has now gone down to about 103, and weakness of dollar is reflected in the strength of gold. Ab Vandana ji, please explain to our viewers what are the 2 or 3 reasons as to why gold prices are at such high levels.
Yeah, you have talked about dollar, so I'll start with dollar only. So de-dollarization is one of the basic reason for this gold higher side. There are many reasons. We have seen record money flow and geopolitical tension. It is hovering in the world since past 3 years. So geopolitical tensions are there, and in fact, even the rival, its main rival, equity market and Bitcoin, we can say that dollar index, they are performing very well. But despite that, gold is moving high because of the fragile economic sentiments, and central banks, which were net seller before 2010, now they are net buyer in gold. So since past 3 years, they are buying gold in huge, in aggressive manner. Despite the record higher side, they are buyer in aggressive manner, and they have bought more than 1,000 tons of gold in last 3 years. So these data are huge, and officially China is the largest buyer, one of the largest buyer, but unofficially they are buying more. So there is a kind of gold rush which we have seen in 1918 and 1950. It is now again there. So fragile currency environment, economic sentiments are moving down, and debt is on record high. So these are the reasons, and inflation is on higher side. These are the 4 5 reasons, 4 reasons which are making it a very attractive asset class to all. So from central banks to retailers, all of them, they are buying gold, and they are kept buying gold in the environment of record higher prices. In 2025, it has broken its own record high by 9 times, by more than 9 times.
Now, let us look at how uh, gold purchases were done by central banks in the last quarter. They accelerated. So, each year, as Vandana ji has mentioned, over the last 3 years, central banks have bought more than 1,000 tons of gold each year. In the fourth quarter, this amount accelerated to 333 tons in October December 2024. Now, what brought this change? It was no other than Mr. Trump. His taking charge as US president has added to the bullish nature of gold, mainly because of the kind of threats that he has done in terms of putting tariffs on China, on putting tariffs on Canada, Mexico and the rest of the world. Now, when such kind of economic uncertainty comes in, the first port of halt is gold. And that is the reason, ladies and gentlemen, in the last quarter you have seen gold prices accelerate, and in February when there was a mild dip, central banks took it as a point of re-entry. अब ये बताइए वंदना जी, where is gold headed from now on? A lot of people that I speak to, including analysts and strategists such as you, are saying that 1 lakh rupees a tola is something that gold is most likely to touch in 2025. What is your view?
Yeah, we should talk about Trump separately because he's the bigger triggers than any other triggers in the world. So what is happening right now? There is economic instability in the world. Last time when he was the president, it was only the trade tussle between China and US. Now it is among China, Canada, Mexico, India, BRICS, and reciprocal tariffing is everywhere in the world. So now various agencies, they are calculating the risk, and in fact European EU and US trade deficit or trade losses is to be considered above than $9 trillion. So these are huge amount, and in this environment, people, they are putting their money in gold, even central banks. And in fact, despite all this trade tussle, like geopolitical tension is also there, because last time he was not at all interested in war. Now he is talking about the peace talk. Apart from that, he is attacking Yemen. So geopolitical tension is also there. So it is a complete, we can say that disruption in world economy, and
Yes.
because these disruptions, market is expecting that throughout 2025, equity won't be going to perform or outperform any other asset classes. Rather, they are expecting that the equity market will move down. And why not? Like various agencies or economies, they are again coming with the downward revision of their GDP. So this is the another matter. If the interest rate is going to be down, this is another matter which is propelling the gold prices on higher side, and geopolitical tension will be there. So these are the major reason which is going to push the gold on higher side. And one thing is that I have studied the open interest data. Open interest data is showing that okay, there is a large concentration on $32.50 gold strikes.
Okay.
Yes. So the next target could be of 30 after $3050, it could be of $3250. So it's massive, massive from here here only after reaching this 3025 dollar. People, they are interested to buy gold, and they are putting their money near $3250. So
Wonderful.
gold is yet to see the massive high.
And in all this, we have also forgotten that the rupee depreciated very sharply in the last quarter. Remember, long gold is actually equal to short rupee. If you go and ask your mother or your grandmother or her great grandmother as to what was the price of gold in her marriage, you will realize that for all those people who have bought gold at a certain point of time over the last decade, over the last 2 decades, over the last 3 decades, they have actually shorted the rupee and gone long on gold, and that's worked out to be immensely well. In this price war that we are seeing on gold, Vandana ji, how much of rupee depreciation and higher customs duty is also a part of this rally? We've seen a lot of news items that people are smuggling gold in various formats from the Middle East and from many other places because demand is strong, whether it is investment demand or demand for jewelry, and rupee is depreciating, and of course customs duties are higher. So how much of this 88,000 per tola is because of customs duty and rupee depreciation?
This is despite the decline in custom duty last time, and it
Yes.
was more than by 9%. So, like if we calculate the data since 2016, comics has given the return of 180%, and gold has given return of in INR terms it is 250%. So 30% from here it is contributed by INR, and rest of the higher side is contributed by custom duty and all, because in these period custom duty was hiked, and in 2024 it was declined by 9%. Now it is only 6%. Despite
Okay.
that, we have seen record high prices in the in INR gold. So yes, we can expect a kind of 90 per dollar kind of level in
Okay.
2025 in INR. So it is going to add at least 2 to 2.5% of premium over to
Yes.
the international gold prices.
Okay, this has to be understood in a manner that the rupee depreciation versus the dollar is the extra return that you make on gold prices in India. On top of that is the customs duty. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the reason why we see so much of gold being bought illegally into the market, but that's a different story. Now, Vandanaji, you've been avoiding the question. Where are the prices headed?
There is a gold rush, and now there is a competition between virtual gold and physical gold. So yeah, yes, gold is transferring from LBMA from Hong Kong to US, and
Yes.
US is adding the premium. So after the gold rush, we are witnessing the silver rush. So the
Yes.
rush will be continued because of tariff war as well. I'm expecting that in 2025, considering all circumstances, it could reach the level of 92,000 to 95,000, because well said by you that okay, Indian INR is also adding premium to the international
Yes.
market. So we are expecting that the INR should depreciate by at least 2.5% in 2025. So
Okay.
we can consider 92,000 to 95,000 kind of level in gold. And if Fed opt for more than two rate cuts in 2025, it could be on higher side.
Okay, fine. So, the moving picture is rate cuts by the US Federal Reserve, and of course the depreciation of the INR, and whatever Mr. Trump tweets at night, which is, we don't know as yet. Vandana ji, what would you prefer, physical gold or gold ETFs or MCX gold? What is your view for different classes of investors? What should their preference be?
It depends upon their profile and requirement and principal amount. Actually, if some small investors they want to invest in gold, I always prefer ETF, because by 80 85 rupees you can invest in gold, which is not which was not imaginable a few years back. So you can invest in gold ETF, and those who are well versed in option, they can opt for option, because option is liquid, very liquid in MCX, and apart from that, you can trade in gold with lower premium. And even in futures, we have gold petal, gold guinea. By 5,000 or 6,000, we can invest in gold. So those who are well researched and well trained or having experience of trading platform, they can invest in futures and options. And a particular class, uh, they are aiming for giving gifts and all, they can go for physical gold. And physical gold, some like jewelers, they are floating some kind of invest schemes that okay, you pay for 11-month SIP, we will give the 12th month of SIP, and in this way they can pool the amount and they can buy gold. So many schemes are there in the market. They can buy physical gold, but yes, for small amounts they can start with gold ETF.
Okay. If there is a positive side to gold investments, there is a negative side as well. Investment demand is up 25% in the last 1 year. Central banks are buying like crazy, but jewelers are suffering. I'll request the PCR to show the charts of Titan, Senco Gold, Thangamile Jewelry, and of course Kalyan Jewelers. Many of these stocks have corrected more than 30-35% from their all-time high. If you see 3071 on Titan now, it was almost 3900. See, that is the 3-month change. If you look at Thangamile Jewelry, it has corrected to 1732 rupees from a high of 2550. Senco Gold has fallen from 760 to 250, and Kalyan Jewelers is down from 800 rupees to 435. So, all jewelers, ladies and gentlemen, are in pain because fabrication demand has fallen, jewelry demand has fallen because of higher per unit cost. what has benefited? Two stocks, Muthoot Finance, Manappuram Finance, and of course MCX. MCX is the exchange where gold is traded. Muthoot Finance and Manappuram Finance are pure gold financing companies in our economy, and they have done phenomenally well. So, this, ladies and gentlemen, is the entire picture of gold. Vandana ji hopes to see 92,000 to 95,000 rupees on gold in 2025. But here is also a disclaimer. Over the last 30-35 years, gold returns have come into knee jerks. Whenever there is a problem in the globe, you see gold prices going up. Over a 30-year period, gold has compounded at 9.9% each year. It is lesser than equities, but it has provided stable returns to Indian housewives. It has provided quality returns at a time of distress and has always been the saver of last resort. This is as far as gold is concerned. Now, Vandana ji, how about silver? चांदी की चमक क्या उतनी ही मजबूत है जितना सोने की चमक है?
मुझे लग रहा है कि चांदी की चमक बढ़ेगी यहाँ पे। फोटोवोल्टाइक का जो एक इंडस्ट्रियल डिमांड है वो काफी ज्यादा बढ़ा है, मोर देन 500%. सो मुझे लग रहा है कि दिस टाइम इंडस्ट्रियल डिमांड विल लीड टुवर्ड्स लाइक $38 इन सिल्वर. और मुझे लग रहा है कि चांदी की चमक बढ़ेगी. और व्हेन वी कैलकुलेट द गोल्ड सिल्वर रेशियो, इट इज मूविंग डाउन, मींस कि चांदी इज आउट परफॉर्मिंग गोल्ड. तो अब ये यहाँ पे भी एक बहुत बड़ा डिस्क्लेमर के साथ करना पड़ेगा, देना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि गोल्ड में है कि एक स्टेबल रिटर्न आता है. एवरी ईयर वी फाइंड सम रिटर्न. सिंस द लॉन्च ऑफ गोल्ड इन 2003 on MCX, we have seen negative return, annual return, only 4 times since 2003. But if we consider the case of silver, we have seen lots of volatility. ये $48 का इसका जो हाई है, $49 का, इसने अभी तक उसे सरपास नहीं करा. इट इज ट्रेडिंग नियर $35. तो अभी इसने अपना रिकॉर्ड हाई को ही ब्रीच नहीं करा. लेकिन बिकॉज ऑफ दिस इंडस्ट्रियल डिमांड, वी आर एक्सपेक्टिंग दैट चांदी जो है अभी आउट परफॉर्म करेगी गोल्ड को. और जो सिल्वर बीज है वो बहुत अच्छा एक एवेन्यूज है जहां पे आप लगा सकते हैं पैसे. लेकिन इसमें चर्निंग जो है वो बहुत फ्रिक्वेंट करनी चाहिए, क्योंकि अगर आप एक साल रख दिए तो हो सकता है कि ये एक बारी 1,10,000 का हाई लगाए और अगले साल आप देखें कि ये 88,000 के करीब आ गई है. तो आपको प्रॉफिट बुकिंग टाइम टू टाइम इसमें करनी होगी. और जैसे ही लोअर साइड आए, अगेन यू शुड गो फॉर बाय इन सिल्वर. सो जो स्ट्रैटेजी इन गोल्ड इज कंप्लीटली डिफरेंट टू द स्ट्रैटेजी इन सिल्वर. और मुझे लग रहा है कि आउट परफॉर्म ये करेगी, लेकिन वॉलेटिलिटी बहुत हायर साइड होगी इसमें.
चलिए, वंदना जी, thank you so much for your time, and again it's such a pleasure to be back in touch with you after 10 years, and in this 10-year period I must say that gold prices have gone up to 90,000, 88,000 rupees a tola from, I think they were 33,000, 34,000 when we used to speak to. So in the last decade, it's up 2.5 times. Thank you so much for your wonderful explanation, and we'll be in touch again on gold on a very regular basis.
Sure.
Thank you. That, ladies and gentlemen, was Miss Vandana Bharti. She is the head of commodities research at SMC Global. She says depreciation of the rupee, as well as possibly 2 rate cuts and all the economic problems that we are facing in the world, might push gold up prices to up to 95,000 rupees a tola from somewhere like 88,000 rupees a tola in 2025. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be covering gold fairly regularly now, and please stay tuned to Business Today Television. There's a lot that's happening on the other side of the break.